Have you ever felt like you've carried something different since you were born? Like there's an energy following you, guiding you, influencing your path. 7, if you don't understand where it comes from. Well, know that this feeling might not just be intuition. According to Buddhist philosophy, the last digit of your birth year isn't just a random number. It's a seal, a spiritual marker that reveals deep traits of your essence, your karma, and the mission you came to fulfill in this life. And the most striking thing is that this number can explain so much of what you've experienced up to now. Why certain situations seem to repeat. Why you attract certain types of people. Why some areas of your life flow effortlessly while others always feel stuck. Buddhist wisdom teaches that this number represents the vibration that defines your journey, the lessons you came to integrate, the challenges you need to overcome, and the virtues you already carry from past lives. In this video, I'm going to show you what each number from 0 to 9 means with a depth you've never seen before. This isn't superficial reading, it's revelation, it's awakening, because when you understand the energy that's been with you since birth, everything starts to make sense and life truly begins to align. If you enjoy topics like spirituality, health, and self-discovery, give this video a like, subscribe to the channel to keep receiving this kind of content, because here we talk about what really matters. And let me know in the comments, where are you watching from? I want to know how far this spiritual message is reaching. Now you might be wondering, how can a number reveal so much about me? And that's where the most fascinating part begins, because in Buddhist philosophy, numbers aren't just tools for counting or measuring time. They are vibrations, living symbols that carry a specific energy, a kind of spiritual signature that, when understood, can reveal why you feel what you feel, why you attract what you attract, and even why certain things seem to always happen to you and not to others. Buddhist monks have always believed that each number has the power to open portals. Yes, portals, but not in the mystical, fictional sense. They're internal portals, gateways to parts of you that were dormant. Each number is connected to an aspect of being, personality, destiny, purpose, life lessons, old traumas, and even karmic cycles you might be repeating without realizing. And all this vibration is hidden in that last digit of your birth year. And the most incredible thing is that you've carried this number forever, from your first cry, your first step, even without knowing you were born with this energetic mark. And it's been present in your decisions, your fears, your dreams, your relationships. Everything you've lived through carries a bit of this number's energy. And now, by understanding what it represents, you'll be able to name feelings that were once just vague sensations. This isn't about boxing you in. It's not about limiting who you are. It's the exact opposite. It's about expanding your consciousness. It's about looking at your story with more clarity. It's about finally understanding why some things were so hard while others felt so natural to you. Each number we'll talk about here represents a type of strength and energy that accompanies you, and if understood, it can become your greatest ally. Before we start revealing the meaning of each number, there's something important I need to tell you, especially if you're one of those curious, observant people who love understanding life's connections. Don't just look at your own number. Look at the numbers of the people close to you too, your partner, your children, your parents, grandparents, closest friends. You'll be surprised by what you find, because when you understand the vibration of those you love, the relationship changes. You start to comprehend behaviors, patterns, even challenges that always seemed like just their personality, but are actually part of that soul's mission. And often you'll realize that the numbers align, that it's no coincidence you and that person crossed paths. There's something bigger connecting it all, and when you see this invisible web, everything starts to make more sense. So watch for yourself, yes, but if you can, watch with the eyes of those you love too, because this knowledge can transform not just your life, but also how you nurture your bonds. The number 0 is the most misunderstood of all. Many people think it represents nothing, that it's emptiness, absence, but in the Buddhist spiritual view, 0 is the opposite of that. 0 is everything. It's the beginning and the end at the same time. It's the complete cycle. It's the sacred space where everything can be born because nothing is fixed. Everything is transformation. If your birth year ends in 0, you carry a profound energy of rebirth, cycles, and reconstruction. And this can explain a lot about how your life unfolds. People marked by the number 0 often experience major phases of transition. It's as if, at every important stage of life, something needs to die for another part to be born. You may have gone through radical changes in career, city, relationships, ways of thinking. To outsiders, it might look like instability, but inside, it's your soul saying, "This no longer serves me. It's time for something new." This constant reinvention can give you a flexibility others envy, but it can also bring a feeling of never being truly ready. And that's where the challenge lies, because those who carry 0 often feel like they're always starting over. You build, break, begin again. You get excited, get frustrated, try again. And that can be exhausting. It gives the impression that you're always chasing something that never arrives. But the truth is, you're not behind. You're just living at the pace of your soul. And your soul came to learn to trust the flow, even when you don't understand the path. This energy also gives you a rare ability, finding peace in the midst of chaos. You have the gift of seeing a way out when no one else does, of turning ruins into new beginnings, of finding strength even when everything seems lost. The people around you often don't even realize how much you've had to rebuild yourself. But the fact that you're here now watching this video is yet another proof that you survived every time you thought you wouldn't. The most beautiful aspect of 0 is that it doesn't impose. It invites. It shows possibilities, paths, doors. You feel like you can be anything, that you're still under construction, that something big is waiting for you even if you don't know exactly what. And that's true because 0 is the number of potential. Everything is born from it, including the most unlikely dreams. But to live this, you need to trust in endings. And above all, trust in new beginnings. And yes, sometimes you'll feel lost. You'll wonder if you're on the right path. You'll look around and see everyone with defined plans while you're still rediscovering yourself. But that's not weakness. That's courage. The courage to be true to who you are, even when everything asks you to fit in. Your path is different. And the more you accept that, the more life starts aligning with your essence. So, if you were born with this mark, remember, 0 isn't emptiness. It's space. It's freedom. It's possibility. You didn't come to repeat formulas. You came to open new doors. To teach others that the end of a cycle isn't the end of life. It's just the start of a new version of yourself. If your birth year ends in 1, You carry the energy of leadership, initiative, and creation. The number 1 is the first step. It's what breaks inertia, the one who goes ahead even when the path isn't clear. People with this mark often have an inner strength that's hard to explain. From a young age, you may have felt you needed to make decisions on your own, that no one would do it for you, and somehow you managed, because that's your essence, forging a path where there was nothing. Those who carry the 1 are often restless, visionary. They see what others don't, and they feel an urgency in their chest that they can't always explain. It's that sense that you need to do something big, leave a mark, achieve something far beyond the ordinary. But with this strength comes a burden, because leading often means walking without a map. It's feeling alone, misunderstood, even rejected by those who don't grasp your speed or vision. And maybe you've heard you're bossy, controlling, too independent. But behind all that is a soul that just wants to move forward. That doesn't accept stagnation. That was born to break limits. But this energy, if not well balanced, can turn into self-demanding perfectionism, rigidity, isolation. People with the number 1 need to learn to trust, to delegate, to share. Because true leadership isn't about doing everything alone. It's about inspiring others to do it with you. The good news is that this energy of initiative gives you a rare advantage. You don't wait for life to happen. You make it happen. While others dream, you're already acting. While others plan, you're already trying. And even when you fail, you get up fast. You learn on the go. You turn failure into experience. That's gold. It's exactly what makes you grow faster, even if it sometimes feels like you're behind. But here's an important warning. Don't turn your independence into armor. You don't need to prove anything to anyone all the time. You don't need to always be right. You don't need to win every battle. Sometimes true power lies in listening, in asking for help, in showing vulnerability. And you'll notice that when you lower your guard, connections become truer and paths open with more ease. Another beautiful thing about this energy is the courage it carries. You're not afraid to start from scratch, to change everything if needed, to go against the tide. That can scare those used to the comfort zone, but it's exactly what makes you an example, a point of light in the midst of sameness. Use this wisely, because the world needs people who aren't afraid to start. So, if the number 1 is your mark, accept your role. You came to be a beacon, not a mirror, to guide, not to follow. But remember, even a leader needs rest, needs care, needs a place where they can just be themselves. And when you find that balance, nothing, absolutely nothing can stop you. If the last digit of your birth year is 2, then you came into the world with a quiet but powerful mission to harmonize. The energy of the number 2 is the bridge between extremes. It's the one who listens before speaking, who feels more than others notice. And because of that, from a young age, you may have felt different, more sensitive, more affected by arguments, more bothered by heavy environments. The truth is, your soul came with the gift of restoring peace. But that gift also exposes you to a lot of pain. People with the number 2 are deeply empathetic. They sense what others are feeling without anyone needing to say a word, and that can be beautiful but also exhausting because you tend to absorb emotions that aren't yours. You suffer for others. You care almost too much. And in many moments of life, this has made you dim yourself. Stay silent to avoid hurting others. Give in to keep the peace. Stay where you no longer wanted, just to avoid conflict. And maybe you felt like you carry the emotional weight of everyone around you, family, friends, relationships. You try to be everyone's foundation. And even when no one thanks you, you stay there, steady, holding it all up. But inside, sometimes you feel invisible, forgotten, like the world doesn't see your effort. And that hurts. But that pain carries a calling. The number 2 carries the energy of balance, empathy, and ancestral wisdom. You naturally mediate, see both sides, and bring peace where there's conflict. People trust you, seek your advice, and feel safe in your presence. But your mission isn't to save others. It's to inspire by example without erasing yourself. You thrive in partnerships, yet your challenge is reciprocity, not dependence. Your strength is quiet but powerful, gentleness, consistency, and calm amid chaos. True peace begins when you care for yourself with the same kindness you offer the world. If your birth year ends in 3, you carry creative, expressive, joyful energy. You bring light to spaces through words, art, humor, and presence, but often joy becomes a shield for deep emotions you don't show. You may uplift everyone while hiding your own pain. Your mind overflows with ideas and dreams, yet focus and completion can be a challenge. Your gift is expression. When you channel your creativity with intention, your words heal, your art transforms, and your presence inspires. You are light, but embracing your shadow gives your light real depth. The number 4 is structure, stability, and foundation. You're the one others rely on when everything falls apart. Responsible, disciplined, and resilient, you know how to build order from chaos. But this strength often comes with pressure, feeling you can't fail, that you must carry everything alone. Your challenge is learning that stability doesn't mean rigidity. Control can protect you, but it can also limit growth. Even builders need rest. Your gift is persistence, falling and rising again. True strength comes when you allow flexibility, feeling, and renewal into the structures you create. If your birth year ends in 5, your soul craves freedom, movement, and change. You're restless, curious, and driven by experience. Routine suffocates you because your spirit needs discovery. This makes you adaptable, bold, and ahead of your time, but also prone to impulsivity and scattered energy. Your lesson is balancing freedom with direction. Your consistency lies in transformation. You're an explorer of places, ideas, and inner worlds. True freedom comes when you choose consciously, not when you run. Your greatest journey isn't outward. It's discovering who you are and moving from that truth. People with the energy of 6 care deeply and give without expecting anything back. From a young age, you may have taken on responsibilities that weren't yours, supporting others emotionally, holding families together, becoming the safe place for everyone. But in giving so much, you often forget to ask what you need. You attract people who need healing, and while your love is powerful, it can't fix everyone. Your lesson is learning boundaries without guilt. You have the gift of creating warmth, safety, and connection, but even caregivers need rest. Your mission is to love others without losing yourself, remembering that caring for yourself is part of your purpose. If your birth year ends in 7, your soul seeks depth, meaning, and truth. You've always questioned what lies beneath the surface, often feeling different or misunderstood. This sensitivity connects you naturally to spirituality, intuition, and inner wisdom. Silence, reflection, and learning nourish you, but your challenge is balance, not isolating yourself from the world. While you carry calm and clarity that others seek, you also have doubts and fragilities. When you allow yourself to be real and share your wisdom, you fulfill your purpose, illuminating paths through insight, presence, and truth. Spirituality doesn't need to be lonely. Connection is part of your growth. The number 8 carries the energy of manifestation, leadership, and realization. You feel a strong drive to achieve, grow, and leave a legacy, not just from ambition, but from a soul calling. You're gifted at turning ideas into reality, leading, organizing, and overcoming obstacles. But this power comes with pressure to succeed, to control, to never fail. When unbalanced, this leads to burnout and emptiness. True success for the 8 comes when material achievement aligns with inner values. You may have faced losses and hard lessons to learn that strength doesn't require rigidity. Prosperity flows when you honor both your power and your soul. At some point in life, you realize that money, status, and achievements aren't enough. Something inside you wants to serve, to help, to impact. When you align your purpose with your actions, everything changes. True success comes from building without losing your inner peace, because leading yourself is more powerful than leading the world. If the last digit of your birth year is 9, you carry a high vibration, compassion, wisdom, and the closing of cycles. The 9 represents the end of a long journey and a deep sensitivity to the suffering of others. You may have felt different since childhood, carrying emotions you couldn't explain, a sense that your mission is bigger than titles or material success. People with this energy come to serve, heal, teach, and transform pain into empathy and action. Others are drawn to your presence for comfort and guidance, even when you don't feel strong yourself. Your greatest lesson is learning to care for yourself with the same love you give to others. You are here to transform, not to sacrifice yourself. The 9 is a bridge between endings and new beginnings. Losses, intense relationships, and goodbyes are part of your path because you help close cycles, yours and others. When you honor your sensitivity instead of fighting it, it becomes light. Your story, words, and presence heal. This number isn't a sentence, but a key, a reminder of why you're here. Understanding this energy brings clarity, self-acceptance, and purpose. Life doesn't become easy, but it becomes conscious. Challenges turn into lessons, and patterns begin to make sense. Your journey isn't random. The number you carry is part of your soul's map, and once you awaken to that truth, there's no going back.